Good evening, this is Cardiff News Plus. I'm Petra Kovacevic. Happy St. Patrick's Day and Happy Holi. As women continue to be the victims of sexual violence in the war-torn Democratic Republic of Congo, an organization which seeks to empower them has been launched in Cardiff. Luca Goetz reports.
Those of us who have managed to escape the Congo to make our life here are the lucky few.
Though they may have left home, they have not forgotten it. Here in Cardiff, there are around 1,800 Congolese people. Tonight, many of them have gathered here at the Cate's Community Centre for the launch of a group which seeks to help Congolese women, both in the country and in Wales. Although they are out of direct danger, many of these women still face different kinds of challenges.
Alors quand on arrive ici, on est frustré, nous avons encore cette peur-là de nous exprimer, surtout à cause de la langue. Alors il y a de nos sœurs qui sont à la maison, nous avons créé ce groupe pour aller vers eux, de les dire de ne plus rester cachés.
The Mama Tilema Congolese group wants to become the first point of contact for Congolese women in need, helping them to learn the skills they need to participate in life here. The members of the group feel that they have a duty to help and promote the fundamental rights of women in their country.
It is important because we are women ourselves, and this is our country, this is what we came from. It could have been me, it could have been my sister, it could have been my daughter that has been raped or has been in that situation.
The group will encourage its members to attend classes to improve their English and find their place in Welsh society.
A Royal Navy warship with a Welsh captain and around 180 crew members has visited Cardiff. HMS Kent was in town for 3 days after a spell fighting pirates off the coast of Somalia. Naimang Dong reports.
Here I'm at the Cardiff Bay Britannia Quay. Behind me is the Royal Navy frigate HMS Kent. The Welsh commander Andrew Block brought it into Cardiff this Friday. As we can see, a lot of visitors has been here today because they will have a chance to get on the board and talk to the crew.
HMS Kent is one of the newest Type 23 frigates within Royal Navy arsenal. Kent came into Cardiff to conduct training exercise off Welsh coasts for her next deployment. During her last 6 months deployment to Indian Ocean, the ship conducted tasks such as counter-piracy operations.
I was in the first ship ever to do counter-piracy operations off the coast of Somalia. It was a bit unfair, really, because it was an aircraft carrier with 5 or 6 escorting frigates like my own now, and the pirates that we detained woke up one morning to find themselves surrounded by ships. Piracy will continue to be a challenge to the United Kingdom, and HMS Kent will continue to do a very effective job in controlling that problem.
Members of the public were allowed on board for 3 hours to make the coup and take a tour. Besides those who came just for fun, some were veterans themselves and some plan to join the Navy in the future.
Really enjoyed seeing it today. I'm looking to go into the Navy myself, so I wanted to come down, see what it's all about, see if I'd like working there and stuff. And yeah, it seems like a nice ship.
Well, I'm very happy to be on here because I was in the Navy myself for 10 years. On aircraft carriers, but it's interesting to see how things have changed like it was 50 years since I was in the Navy.
A new report commissioned by the Welsh Government says cultural organisations should do more to combat poverty. The report was launched in Swansea last week. Fan Wang reports.
A historic and cultural environment can improve local people's attainment and skills in communities. This conclusion comes from Baroness Andrews' report commissioned by the Welsh Government. The key contribution of the report is to outline how anti-poverty schemes, like the Welsh Government's Communities First, can establish strong links with our bodies and charities. Adam Rees is cluster manager of Community First, based in Cardiff. He's one of the people involved in the report.
I agree and support her opinion and support the report. Culture is a very important part, and I think it becomes forgotten. Too often we focus on the figures about prosperity, getting people back into jobs, but actually it's about kind of well-being as well. So actually using arts and culture encourages, as we said, encourages aspirations and makes people look at the world in a slightly different place. the team that we have here is very much focused on improving prosperity, improving learning, improving health, and actually bringing in those arts culture that adds another element to that.
One of the report's recommendations is to reuse empty shops to hold more art events, so that more children and young people in poverty can be educated. Unlike Cardiff citizens, communities residents in some other places in Wales feel the opportunities to take part in cultural events are even fewer.
I'm from the valleys of South Wales, and here in Cardiff you have chapter. You have, a lot of resource and infrastructure and energy going into this kind of thing, which is wonderful. And I think in poor areas, where there's more opportunity, I think there could be a lot of talent and people could have other opportunities. And I think it's really important that we look into kind of finding ways to help fund those things and help people from less privileged communities and areas that might get into this anyway, just because that would be a lifestyle choice, to come forward, to be involved in that sort of thing.
The report has been launched at a time when Cardiff Council has just decided to cut the budget on culture, including reducing grants to art organizations. The government will publish an action plan according to the report in summer.
The FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour stopped at Cardiff this weekend. Around 5,000 people went to see football's most famous piece of bling. But away from the glamour, Welsh football is very different, as Kavya Nath reports.
Queuing for a chance to see a piece of football history, the 18-carat solid gold World Cup trophy was on show in Cardiff city centre. It is touring more than 90 countries around the world, and this is the first time it's ever been to Wales. And yes, it's the real trophy and not a replica. But less than 2 miles away in Pontcanna, there's not so much glamour on display. The Custom Boots Football Club are in the 4th division of Cardiff's Lazarou League. It may not be Rio, but it's still got plenty of appeal.
I think it's every little boy's dream to play for your home team. Even though I wasn't that good enough to make it, but I think it is everyone's dream to play for a higher standard.
Every Sunday, more than 500 people play in this league, which is in its golden jubilee year. Back in the city centre, the crowds were dying down, but there was still plenty of fans waiting to see the trophy and get a picture with it.
I am excited. I've never seen it before, so it's something different, and my housemates were boys and they're avid football fans, so I sort of came along with them. But no, it'd be good, it's exciting.
The way Wales have been the last since 1958 and never qualified for a World Cup, we're probably never going to get a chance to see it again, so thought we'd take the opportunity to come today to see it.
It's been very good. I've got 2 little ones, so we've been round several times, so they're just in there at the moment doing the keepy-uppies.
Children got an opportunity to participate in activities like a penalty kick competition and freestyle football masterclasses. The next stop for the Cup is Manchester, and the tour will finish in Rio, right on time to engrave the name of the eventual winner at the base of the trophy.
A special event for children from all over Wales who have cerebral palsy has taken place in Cardiff. The Vintage Tea Party was organised by Bobath Children's Therapy. The charity needs to raise £1 million to keep its work going and wants the public to make more donations. Lena Tong reports.
This activity is a chance for people to contribute their stress to these children. The charity needs to raise £1 million each year so that they are able to see more than 500 children throughout Wales. A lot of people are trying to support this activity in their own ways.
I come here to support the charity Bobath. I come here to just sell my products. I capture fingerprints in pure silver. Any sales that I do on the day, I would donate a small percentage to the charity on behalf of Small Print.
Several families in community took part in these events actively. Some children were able to make cakes for fundraising. Among them, who made the most delicious one were awarded certificates. Pepper Jones, a Miss Wales, has chosen Bobath as a charity to fundraise for.
Bobath's a charity that raises money for children with cerebral palsy, for therapy and stuff like that. Personally, when I start fundraising, I'm going to be doing a fashion show, and when I sell the tickets, they're going to be £5 each, and all the money will go to Bobath charity, and it's going to be held in St David's Shopping Centre on the 13th of April. but I'm really excited to start raising money for Bobath because it's such a fab charity.
A little girl who offered her homemade cake for this event hopes every child can stay healthy, and she will continue to make cakes to support the charity. Neil Richard, the fundraising coordinator, found it grateful that so many families were willing to contribute.
When they come to Bobath, they find that the block of therapy really does make a huge, huge difference to their lives, and sometimes they achieve things that they weren't able to do before they came to Bobath, but they have done afterwards. I was very fortunate to be in the building when a girl of 11 years age, she managed to walk for the first time. Thanks to the block of Bobath therapy that she received at the centre, she walked the length of the room for the very first time, and that obviously made a huge difference to her life.
Bobath tries to give each child the skills to explore their world, communicate their needs, maximize their potential, and so improve their quality of life and keep them as healthy as other children.
People who want to have a taste of science now have an opportunity to experience it with fun. National Science and Engineering Week, a 10-day program comprising of different activities, is now open until Sunday for people of all ages. Arthur Han reports.
Explore the Nature is this year's theme. Various projects, competitions are being organized to inspire children and young people to engage with science. Kids are having a different weekend with their parents in Build Park Educational Center.
Children are being introduced to different crafts to bring birds into their gardens. So my son Tom, you can hear behind us, is hammering nails into a kit to make a bird box, which we'll hang up in our garden on a tree, which should hopefully attract blue tits and other sorts of birds.
The nature has been in danger. There has been 60% decline in recorded species across the UK. Today's event is called Give Nature a Home. It's organized and sponsored by RSPB, Royal Society for the Protection of Birds.
We're kind of hoping to show people that everyone can take part in conservation. You don't need to leave it to experts. Everyone can do something, whether it's on your windowsill, in your garden, in your school grounds. There's a little thing you can do that can help nature here in Wales.
Around 400 activities are taking place across Wales during this week. This program is co-funded by private companies, societies and Welsh Government.
With children, with families, with young people, to appreciate the science around them, but also to encourage them to become the next generation of scientists. So it's part of that funding stream, but it's not just for Science Week. That funding also encourages people to take part in all sorts of different schemes throughout the year, because it would be a shame, wouldn't it, to celebrate science for 1 week of the year and forget about it for 51 weeks.
That's your news. From all of us on the Cardiff News Plus team, thank you for watching and see you next week.